Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of It's All Related. I'm Sonia Choquette, this week in London. My last day before I go home, talking to my dear beloved daughter, Sonia Tully, in New Orleans. Hi, Son.
Hi, Mom. How's your spirit today?
My spirit's good, but your sister's very worked up because we moved into a house that backs up to a park, and there's a fox in the park who likes to poop all over the furniture. So we have
a naughty fox.
A fox pooping problem. And Sabrina is very worked up about it. I kind of am too, because it's our little area to go out and enjoy.
Of course, you want to enjoy it.
Whoever thought that this would be the big
the primo litter box?
Unbelievable. I mean, he got on top of he covered the furniture in plastic and he pooped on the plastic.
Well, at least it's in plastic, but maybe he's sending you a message. Did you have beef with the fox before? Who started the beef? Who started the poop war?
I don't know, but we got the plastic, and then she put some wind chimes because that
scares
was one of the things. But it's like, I don't know. It says you just have to put some ultrasonic activated things or some wind chimes. We got wind chimes. We got the whole damn thing. We got a party going out there to scare him away. Yes.
It's a fox rave at the end of the day.
Yes.
All of a sudden, he's got wind chimes. He's got fancy smells. Next thing you need is a fog machine.
I feel like we're going to have to, it says to put some, let's see, what does it say? Citrus pills, vinegar spray, coffee grounds. We could try that. So they're out there trying to determine. Sufi threw on her shoes and ran out the door. So they are on a mission to deter fox poo. Who knew that would be the big challenge of the day?
The challenge of the day. Well, in
the
big picture, not the worst. I'm sure frustrating.
It's just like there's a cat next door that likes to poo. We just had to figure out how to enjoy everything. I'm going to have to call it animal whisperer.
Maybe call it a pet psychic, an animal psychic, an intuitive, have a conversation.
Yes, I'm going to have to ask an animal conversation because all these, I think that the reason this is happening is because we're supposed to get a dog. Maybe I'm making that up, but it seems like that would be a logical. It seems intuitively that that's what needs to be here. Because if we had a dog, I think those other animals wouldn't come.
Maybe they'd all be friends.
Oh,
have a tea party.
So that was my day. But, I think that what I was thinking about today as I was out for my walk and how the world is just getting so strange, so fast. Just different tech and AI and everything, people needing to make changes. And I thought, what's the one thing that would help us navigate everything? And so we have to just encourage everybody to listen to your intuition. Just make the executive decision that this is I can't fight it. I'm scared. I mean, I just did a mastermind for Mind Valley, and I asked people to acknowledge their latest intuition. And so they did. And then I said, and how did you feel about it? And 50% of them said scared, weird, uncomfortable, doubtful. And I was surprised that it was still such a high percentage. And it's so second nature to us that it's like trying to teach someone to swim when you're underwater.
Totally. Or just like a different toolkit and way to navigate. And also it's like the water's fine. I mean, I find that people get afraid to trust their intuition for many different reasons. The biggest I often think is an underlying current is this fear of a loss of control in one way or another. People, it's like, how can I be sure? How can I really,
They just don't want to be
no.
vulnerable, and they really got they got the bad memo, the lying memo that your intuition is either A, not real, B, unreliable, or C, if you go with it and you're wrong, you have catastrophic, unbelievably unrecoverable consequences.
In both ways, it's either all of a sudden you trust your intuition and you have the tripping, the lights, fantastic, out of this world experience where, you know, the manifestation comes out of thin air, and then all of a sudden somebody swoops in and saves you. I mean, it's it's so interesting how it's like there's these two different
Extremes.
exactly, that really doesn't acknowledge the subtle of paying attention to the energy as a way to as your way to navigate. I was talking to a friend, and uh, it she was making a decision about, you know, whether she's supposed to travel and where she was going and all these different things. And she was so in her head and information overwhelm of, do I stay at this spot or go to this place, or and I want this. And I just said, did you ask your spirit? Just ask your intuition, see what feels good. And for a moment, you know, because we've been friends for a while, she stopped, paused, you're right.
Yeah, it's like, I
You're right.
think that it's still surprising to me how many people don't check in with their intuition these days. Okay, I could understand 10 years ago, 5 years ago, but after COVID, I think that the world has been thrown into such a relentless, strange flow that nothing's predictable, nothing feels the same. It keeps getting more so every day, that your intuition is the only way you can really navigate this with any sort of certainty. And yet people treat intuition as the most uncertain. So I was thinking, we got to convince people that's not true.
Well, it's from 10 years ago. Not even the uncertain. It's what we're talking about is like often is like tuning into energy, and as you're saying, it's like the world is changing. It's constantly. I mean, if you think about from where I was in high school to college to, I mean, just in my lifetime, I've kind of was the last generation of like no phone, no computer, like in our that has within the past 20 years, 15 years has accelerated to an insane point that makes things, as you're saying, even more and more and more unpredictable. But when you're connected to your spirit, when you really, and this is where I always like, feed your spirit, do your watering routine, have these different practices, have these rituals as a way to connect. And it's not for the guides, the angels, the universe, but in making that touchstone point connection you build, you're centered in yourself. And also the other thing that I say is then you build a confidence, and not I'm confident, but you can explore all the options, make all the different choices, but you have a secure base to explore from. Whether it's healing, whether it's work, whether it's intention, whatever it is, you have
just check
this
your
anchor.
just check your energetic response to the energy. Just what is your response to energy? Does it feel good? Does it feel, if it doesn't, is it a threat, or is it just a difference?
Yeah. And what's interesting too for me, so when I look and see, when I see people, I can see if whether it's their intuition, but whether their spirit's in their body. Because that's a big thing when we're talking about being in your intuitive or navigating in this life. It's not just, oh, I'm using this to make this decision or whatever, but it is a practice. It's not even a practice.
It's a way of life.
It is a way of life. And you see it, you feel it. It's resonant. So you see it, a twinkle in people's eyes, a smile on their faces. Last night I went, I have a friend, my friends Tom and Pauline. Anyway, we have a mutual friend. Brian's his birthday. He had there's a show here in my neighborhood, a place called Gaza Gaza. Anyway, it was a Ghanaian band, and I had no idea. I was like, all right, we'll go. It's walking distance. First, the music was incredible. I'll have to get his name. And I just looked at the stage, and each one of these gentlemen almost looked like they were shining. The lead singer, I believe, is 78.
Wow.
I believe that my vote is that the keyboardist and the guitar player were twins. I mean, just how they moved and sank, how they were playing together, how they were smiling together.
They were
I mean,
having a ball.
the trumpet player, the percussions. I mean, it was remarkable. And it was one of the first things that I said after the show and we were driving home. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. It's felt, you see it. I'm like, that's what I mean when your spirit's in your body.
Yeah.
Just
I can feel it. Just
bright.
You really do. One of the signals of your spirit being in your body that anybody could see is your eyes shine.
Mm-hmm.
Versus dull drive-by eyes where they're not looking at anything. They're just kind of staring into space.
Oh, just just their spacesuit is present, but their spirit ain't home. I mean,
right. If your spirit is in your body, it's contagious. You can really, someone next to you who's in the dead body zone can get a jump start.
Yeah. Well, it's attractive energy. You know, we think about
that's a very good point, because I was just teaching this manifestation class, intuition and manifestation, and I was saying, your ego can't manifest much. It can manifest drama. It can manifest fights. It can manifest separation and isolation. It can manifest anxiety, but it can't manifest good stuff.
No. What that immediately reminds me of is, I took a break from doing YouTube videos, from different things. And I used to love to do it. It was one of my favorite mediums as a way to share, to connect, to be creative. And I've talked about this on the pod of how I learned a lot of information. There's the hook, there's this, there's that sucked the joy out of it so much that I would show up, and it was like
because it became a heady thing instead of communication.
Oh, for sure. It became so inauthentic.
Yeah.
So it was the whatever. It's like, you'll never believe, blah, blah, blah. And then anyway, I hated it. And for a really long time, I would sit down and I would do it every week, and it would take me multiple days. And I would
leave you. I've done that
so
where you just
much.
Can't get in the vibe, and it's just like
and my mouth, and I would my shoulders and my humor, and it was just until around December I said, you know what, I have to stop. Actually, I went for a walk by myself, and I had sat in my house all day long, and I was like, I need to go for a walk. I need to move the energy. My spirit's not home. I'm unhappy. Let's go. I'm walking, walking, all of a sudden I got the hit. I'm like, that's my own will. My ego has been driving what I have to do, and put this discipline almost of a groove in a record that I wasn't paying attention. And really, if I listen to my intuition and my spirit, this isn't working. You need some space.
Yeah.
You need to recalibrate and reconnect with your own spirit before you show up. And so just as you're talking about that, it's like your ego will also manifest, try and roll the boulder up the mountain. And it might not even be your true destination. It's just the one that you assume that you need to be at.
Well, the other thing that I found, because I was not expecting this, but all of a sudden,
fox pooped in my yard.
The fox pooped in the yard. That is a sign. That is a sign to me.
I know,
actually,
but I just
what? That is a sign.
I know.
I missed it. This was not a nuisance. That means somebody and I'm going to interpret this.
There's two. Yeah, okay,
somebody in my life, or somebody in my inner space is pooping in my field. Something, I'm taking this as a sign, a warning. And so I need to look into my life and see who in my life is pooping in my life, who's not respecting me.
Well, foxes are, when I think immediately you're talking about this, and I'm like that. Yes, that resonates. That resonates so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Of foxes, if I think are clever, but one
And
of
they're
the
also
first tricky.
trickster.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It's
so
tricky.
I just got the reasons. I'll have to go explain to Sabrina why the fox pooped. And it's a message.
You mean
Yeah,
behind
we were talking about this last week about learning to speak spirit. Learning to, when the universe is talking to you, it talks to you this way. In signs, in metaphors, in symbols, in animal things, there's a communication.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So this to me is somebody disrespecting me in my life. You know? And I feel like I know who that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too.
So
it's fun.
think,
as soon as you said that, I'm like,
didn't you think the same thing?
Instant download. I was like, boom, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The behind the old curtain.
The old appearances.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I try to protect myself, because they pooped on the plastic, so they're even pooping on my protection.
Right. You've got the rain jacket on, but it's still happening.
Trying.
And and even here we're talking about paying attention to spirit, paying attention to we're talking about paying attention to the energy, because sometimes it's okay, there's a fox in the yard, but it's like, wait a minute, hold on,
it's just random. And sometimes it's a messenger from the universe.
And especially if it gets your attention and again has that energy, it resonates. Like for here, it's like, ew, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good. Then all of a sudden you got the portal message of exactly.
Right. Because Sabrina just said, what does this mean? Why is this fox doing it in our yard? And I thought, I didn't get it right away because I'm
laughing. I love it because it's true and I get it. And I'm also laughing because I think that's just sometimes the humor that you have to just laugh in the truth of it, of just how when you're in an intuitive family, these are real conversations. This would be a real 30-minute conversation at our dinner table.
In fact, I'm thinking as soon as I'm done with this,
you can't wait to pause.
I'm going to go process this. And I know why the fox pooped in our yard. It's so obvious. And Sabrina's going to go, of course.
I know. I know. I love it.
Intuitive family, everything has another level of meaning.
Right. And I just,
Spirit
don't get your,
to you.
Yeah, but don't get your ego involved. I'm thinking of a client, a beautiful client that I have, and she was in a moment of transition and just life, big upheaval. And in driving, a bird, she's on the highway, a bird hit her car. And it was intense. And it was when we're in a vulnerable state and seeing that, it's like, I remember seeing in my own life there being at Jewel when I had a friend growing up who was not a frenemy. All right. And I saw a dead rat. And
that's a sign.
And it was a sign. It was a total sign. But in our framework and world of, okay, sign, but I don't need to be scared.
Right.
Because sometimes it's like, oh no, does this mean something bad, that I'm in danger, that
ominous. Yeah.
It's right. And it can, or, that I'm somehow overly responsible. It's like, no. It's giving you a warning of protection.
It's also those poor little animals
dangerous.
Are sacrificing themselves to get your attention. That's what one of my teachers said. When an animal ends up in your path in some way, dead or alive, it's always a message. The animal kingdom is trying to communicate. And we get the memo.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, you just watch this. Maybe not on the first round. When I first mentioned the fox poop, I was just in the third dimension.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a nuisance.
Just giving you the literal lay down.
Right.
But then, intuition kicked in.
Right.
That is a warning.
Right. Right.
This is just it. You can, like Einstein said this once. Somebody said to me once when I was like making meaning out of everything, it's like, you're just in fantasy land. But Einstein said there's two ways of living. One is if nothing's a miracle, and the other is if everything's a miracle. One is nothing is mystical, and the other is if everything's mystical. And I choose that everything is mystical.
Oh, same. What a beautiful, but what not only a beautiful way to look at the world, but I also think, it's like if you really think about just even trees, our
Right.
nervous systems. I mean, it's wild. I'm like, it is a miracle. It is a miracle. It's incredible to think about. It's incredible to just even.
Well, the point is, if we're going to live intuitive lives, okay, you can live like intuitive light, where I just want my intuition to tell me where the parking space is and the keys. And
cute little ahas, cute little synchronicities.
I call that intuition light. And it really is missing the mother lode of gold. It's just skimming the surface and being entertained. But then there is everything speaking to you.
Yeah.
That's intuitive deep dive. And that's the way we live.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to add to this. And what's my favorite quote, from Sabrina is on the podcast, as high as you go is as deep as you need to root. So it can't, again, we have to be very grounded in our bodies on Mother Earth, because otherwise of even our disposition, for example, I had a client who I just absolutely just so wonderful, but she was bipolar. She was medicated. She had a therapist, love. But it was important that she was grounded in her body, because when she was out of, at times when she'd get off her medication and different things, she would wind up in these different manic states where it was everything is a sign and everybody's talking to her and all these things. And I even,
but in an exaggerated state.
Well, it's fantastical. It's not grounded. It's not
right. So
connected.
that is not what we're encouraging. We're just saying, listen, if something captures your attention, like a fox pooping in the garden, if it captures your attention and has a kind of a lingering effect, it's a sign.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, don't worry about it.
Hello, my sweet friends. It's Sonia Tully. And here's one thing I know for sure. Your head and your heart are meant to be the best of friends. And when you live life inside out, your head and heart are one. Being an intuitive, connected soul is all about remembering who you are and uncovering your gems. It is my mission to help you trust your intuition so that you can plug back in and reconnect to your authentic self. If you're ready to move into ownership of your intuitive gifts and get out of your own way, my intuitive mentoring programs are healing, fun, and expansive. Get clear on your real goals. Stop people-pleasing. Gain confidence in your intuition, quiet your anxiety, and reconnect to your creativity and power. I know life is messy. It's messy for me. But in the mess is where we find the magic and where we're meant to dive in and find our treasures. Being spiritually connected and divinely guided is the best way to deeply love ourselves and move in the world with confidence and ease. There is nothing I love more than helping people live spontaneously and awaken their inner guide. I can't wait to help you come home. Visit my website, soniatully.com, to learn more. And while you're there, download my free guided meditation and workbook so you can harness the power of your intuition and learn about the ways I can work with you so that you'll dance through life with clarity and confidence.
Yeah. Even when we speak to think of the kids, they'll say sometimes it's not that deep. Sometimes it's not that deep.
Right.
Sometimes it is just
it's just
a thing.
like yesterday, I was in a complete tizzy. And I just mentioned this to you because I came in the house, couldn't find my key. I let myself in the house with the keys, and then I couldn't find my key.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, scoured. I have one of
I
those
remember.
beds where you pull it up and there's storage under the bed. I took everything out of that. I was like, I have not opened it for 6 months. Why am I looking here?
I'm like, I know your Aries moon and looking for something.
And
I
so
know.
I was troubled.
Yeah. Of
And then I
course.
thought, okay.
Well,
it's
also
just-
as a caveat, the keys, if one key is lost where they are, you have to replace all of the keys. So it's
Right.
not a big deal. It's like you have to $10,000, $5,000.
Right, especially over here.
key
Plus, you have to
loss.
have documentation and get the lease.
Whole
and-
night. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
So-
It's a nightmare. Anyway, continue.
So I went on, and I knew it was like, and this can happen. So if you're listening, I had 2 channels going. One hand, I knew I'd find that key, and
I told you that
my
yesterday.
intuition. You did,
Told you that. I did. I said, try, ask your angels. You're
and
gonna
I
find
said,
them.
and it felt right. It felt like this was not. It wasn't lost.
Mm-hmm.
It was out of my visual sight.
Field. Mm-hmm.
But the other me was like very third dimension, very ego. I am going to find this key because my housemates registered the annoyance to the whole for me losing this key. So I spent 2-3 hours looking for it, but I knew the entire time it was a waste of time. I was in my ego. I was in a bad headspace. I was pissed. I was willful. And I just knew that even though I'm doing this, it was a waste of time. So I went to bed, and the last thing I said was, I know you're hiding in plain sight. I know you're hiding in plain sight. Please let me see you by tomorrow morning. Then I woke up in the morning, and I went back again. I had my jean jacket, and I kept checking my jean jacket. It wasn't there. And I kept checking my jean jacket. It wasn't there. And then I walked out the door, and I thought, I have 2 jean jackets. I'm checking the wrong jacket. And they're identical. They're identical jackets. And sure enough,
Have a backup.
it was in, yeah, you should have a jean jacket backup. The reason I have two jean jackets is one was mine. Sabrina bought one. We both like the same jacket. Then she didn't like the jacket, so she gave it to me.
Come
So-
up. Oh my God.
so I
I'd
have
love a hand me up.
I have 2. So it was in the other jean
And you might,
jacket.
after I come visit, have one.
Right. You never know. When you grow up in a family of 7, nothing really belongs
Well,
to you.
you can have two.
You
Also,
are
it's just-
you are the custodian of something in a temporary way, for sure. Do not claim ownership if you think you're going to live with
Right.
with several people. It just
it might just be a stop on the line.
it just
Don't get
is.
too attached.
Don't get
Okay,
too
continue.
attached.
Continue.
But I could tell I was going back and forth because I knew it'd be okay. But my barking dog, Fifi, was pissed as hell that I couldn't hurry the situation up and make it work.
Also, Fifi was not happy that you made a mistake.
Right. Well, actually, I'm okay making a mistake. I just hate making mistakes that really impose on others and they let me know.
It's the worst.
And when they let you know.
It's the worst.
I can forgive myself. It's when everyone else won't
Can't forgive
me.
you. It's the inner Catholic
It's like,
penance.
It's like, oh my God. So
The inner Catholic training where it's like, I'm so sorry.
I was trying to get every dragon. I was trying to get the dragons off my butt, right? I was trying to get the fire-breathing dragons off my butt.
Yeah.
But I knew
Yeah.
it would all sort itself out in due time. So I put myself through several hours of
Hell?
rigorous hell for nothing, knowing that I did. So then I think this is why, in fact, it started the conversation. I was walking down the street and I thought, I have got to just absolutely 100% and not 99.99, which is how I usually live intuitively. It's got to be 100%.
Yeah.
I should not have wasted those 2 hours last night. I should not. They kept me up till midnight. And then
Letting it
everybody's
go.
sleeping, so I can't even noisily look.
You're whispering. You know, that's like when I was in high school and I would come back late at night and everybody would be sound asleep and you'd be tiptoeing. I would open the microwave door as quietly as possible. But of course it sounded like a freight train.
Yeah.
I would wait for trying to beat the beeper just in case.
Yeah, try to
that kind of energy. But everything is so loud.
Well,
anyway.
it's just like the energy of when, it reminds me of another thing. We're jumping all over, but when you don't want to see someone for whatever reason, and you might as well just beeline right to their front door and bang on their door. It's so true. It's so predictable that you're going to run right into them.
And you really think I'm about to do.
In fact,
and you're trying to sneak and you're trying to like barrel roll, and then of course all of a sudden they walk around the grocery aisle and you're like, Karen,
yeah,
pleasure. I don't know any Karens. That was just the first name that popped into my head. No shade to Karens. Continue.
No. In fact, I was teaching this class today on intuition and manifestation. And at the end, there was these questions. And one is like, well, what if I simply can't, no matter what I do, manifest this? And my response was, well, fear it. Fear it will happen. If you want to put it on a super accelerated path, fear that I fear I'll make $1 million. I am so afraid.
But it has to be real. You have to genuinely worry, because then it will really keep. We're so good at worrying.
Just like I was so afraid I love my concierge in Paris, but we talk a long time. Yeah. And if I'm on a mission to go run an errand, or I have to get back to back to my own work or whatever, I just fear running into her, and every time I do. Now I was trying to experience the other day. I was thinking, I can hardly wait to see her. But you're right about it being real. It's like, that was BS. Sure enough. In fact, I ran into her again.
Were you trying to fake the vibe? I'm so excited.
I was trying to fake the vibe, and I totally flunked. And so the first thing I said was, it's so good. I'm so happy to see you, because I was just what I was saying. So the thing is, the whole point, we're kind of meandering, but the whole point is your vibes. The world is energy, and it's always talking to you. And either you're broadcasting it, or something's being broadcast to you, or something. But nothing's really random. But it can be light. It doesn't have to be the deepest deep. It can be just light, like intuition light. So
yeah. Well, intuition light is just constantly, for me, it's like how I navigate, constantly just scanning and checking in, and 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 all of the different things. And again, with humor, I love that you said fear it, because I just really do see that same thing of, we're really good at
attracting what we fear.
Well, when we worry, when we're anxious, it can be a form of meditation, in the sense that it's what our mind dwells on. Mm-hmm. It's our imagination hijacked. And so it's like, if you're really good at worrying, you're really good at meditation. So why don't we use it intentionally to a different channel and broadcast?
Trick your brain.
Wait, coming back. So the second jean jacket, was it there? I have to hear the end of the story.
Right there. So I thought, if we're going to read into everything, then I would say I wasn't paying attention that there were 2 jackets. So my message in the key debacle is slow down.
I knew it. I knew exactly. I was going to say slow down. Slow down. You keep getting that message, Mom.
And scrutinize just a little more closely, because I did look at my jacket 3 times. I looked at my pockets again. And I thought, I keep looking in these pockets, but why do I not feel that these are the pockets that I was wearing the other day? So here's the jean jacket. It's the same brand, but they're cut slightly different. They're slightly different cut. And so long story short, everything's a sign. Now, it doesn't have to be a sign that hits you over the head. It could be just a little drive-by, pay attention, take notice. But everything, if something captures your attention and you feel like this is a sign, it is. Is it an ominous sign? No. You watch too many bad movies.
No.
It is just a message to get your attention and quite possibly, like in my case, slow down.
Yeah. Yeah. I, that was even from my other example of what I was sharing earlier about me just taking a break. My sign was just trust my own spirit instead of too much information. My own lesson again, that there's so many ways to do it.
Actually, and the way to be intuitive is you have to empty the noise. You have to quiet the noise, and the noise is information. Especially information just for its own sake. It has nothing to do with you. That it means 99% of the time the news, right? You just fill yourself up with all this information about all this stuff that will never, ever, ever, ever affect you.
Yeah. Well, when we meditate, that in however you do it, we should talk about this other way. You can walk, whatever, but the intention of meditation, it's our garden that new things grow. We need that space that's not that heady information to have the soil from something deeper, higher, however, it's like intuition. It's like that comes through for new things. And really, it's a way of where we have to really surrender our expectations.
Right.
And like what we're so sure of, to be curious about a higher truth, a higher guidance, something outside of our
let's just
field.
say this way. I'm going to clarify that. That doesn't mean surrender your desires.
No,
it
no,
just
no, no.
means that don't assume you know how they need to come around.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't be so for myself, it's like, don't get so tied. I can get really, it's either I really want something and it has to be specific. Like I think about some exes that I really was like, I wish we were get married. Our relationship wasn't working. I'm going to meditate, and really the message is break up, but I was so attached to what I thought I wanted.
Well, that is exactly what I was talking about today. If you really focus on something a lot and it doesn't happen for a good little while, I think you don't really want it. I think your ego wants it, but your spirit is not cooperating. Yeah.
Well, I think check the foundation. It's even for myself. I've been like, for a long time, I was like, I want to write a book. I still do eventually want to write a book. But for a long time, I want to write a book. I want to write a book. I want to write a book. But nothing, and for a while, I've written different chapters and go away and of it. And then I would get, there's this and busyness and do. But if I really checked in, I didn't want to sit and do that and write.
No.
I was even overwhelmed. It was, there's all these other reasons, but it wasn't a true desire that had me show up.
It wasn't rising from your heart and spirit. It was like, I have to, because my logic brain says that would be valuable to my career or something. I had the same experience. I kept saying I want to write a book, and then I realized I don't want to write a book. I want to sleep. I want to play. I want to go outside. This is when you girls were very little. And I didn't write my first book until you were like 6 and 7.
Yeah.
So I said for a good 3 or 4 or 5 years, I want to write a book. And then finally, when I accepted that I didn't want to, it came out that I wrote the book really fast.
Yeah.
When it was the right time.
Right. Well, it's the different energy of desire of, okay, now I'm ready. I'm following the energy and the pulse instead of, this is what I need to do. And you can tell your intentions by your actions. Where do you show up?
Exactly.
Where do you show up? Where do you put it's a very clear mirror. And this is a good thing of asking your intuition. Okay, are the choices that I'm making, is what I'm doing of, is it not are my habits and practices not in alignment with my intention and my spirit? And is that what needs to change? Is that where I need to show up? Or maybe a different of, this isn't something that I truly want right now. So
Well,
what
that's
is it
just-
that I do want?
Well, not only is that about manifestation, I think your intuition goes cold if you're trying to force it to give you guidance on something you're not really into.
Well, you're not really listening. I don't think it goes cold. I think it's just like because I'm like, your spirit, your guides, your intuition loves you unconditionally. I'm like, you can't ever mess that up. They'll never be mad at you. They're never going to force you.
No,
But
I don't mean that, but I mean it just won't be broadcasting much. For example, my intuition is not it is and isn't. My big question of the life is, should I
your life question that you ponder
of the life I ponder is,
my existential question that I ponder.
It's like, is it time for me to leave Paris? And part of me thinks, why am I even asked that? Why am I even asking that? I don't want to leave Paris. Nothing in my ego wants to, but it keeps coming back that maybe my spirit does want to. Fifi's well entrenched in Paris, but my spirit's like, I think we're done here. So I do go back and forth, and I keep saying, what is my intuition telling me? And it's like, your intuition is telling you what you don't want to hear.
Right. And
you're done here. And it's going to be a big deal to unpack this life, but your spirit is asking you to do that.
But then I'm like, I say, take it as it comes. When I hear that, I'm like, I remember moving out of Chicago, and I had made the decision that I was like, I'm leaving. You guys were already in Europe. And I was packing up my house because I had already gotten the hit that I have to leave by this date. I didn't even have it really a destination. That's when I lived Europe. But I was packing, and I kept being like, oh gosh, I'm going to be so sad, and all these different memories, and it's like da da da, looking out my window. I grew up in Chicago. Everybody's left. I'm the violin. I'm here. I'm going to be so sad. It's going to be so tough. And I remember packing up and then getting on a flight to go meet. I was going on a big road trip with friends, flew to Colorado, and I thought, wow,
that wasn't hard at all.
Totally fine. I'm over it. The preparation, imagination, the emotional nostalgia, the sentimentality, the swirl of it was I was already in the worst part. That was also part of it of my own making.
Right.
That wasn't actually anything that happened afterwards.
Well, I really think that's what's going on right now in the world. We're asking a lot of us to make changes we hadn't planned on changing. And I hadn't planned on leaving Paris.
You haven't left yet, honey.
Well, that's true. I'm kind of with you on that one. I'm like really struggling how hard it is to leave, and I haven't even initiated a thing.
You haven't done a thing
to do that.
You haven't done a thing. And again, even here, it's like, if that's it, then just say, okay. Well, then just acknowledge I got the vibe, and I'm not ready to do it. I'm making a choice to do a different thing.
Well, and here for me, it's like, I got the vibe. I'm not getting any guidance on how to do it yet. But I'm open. Send the messages in when it's time.
They've been calling, they've been helicoptering.
I know, that's true.
And your phone, they've been calling you. They've been getting all the different ways, and you're like, when I am ready and open.
Well, it is
humor. We just have to. I get it.
I think that, and the point is, you can't really. It's a paradox.
It's okay.
On the one hand, you have to just go with the vibes, but they're not necessarily clear cut all the time.
No.
Sometimes they do go around in spirals instead of straight arrows.
Ooh, it's true. Well, it is a spiral. I mean, growth, and even in our conscious evolution, just such so heady. It's like our growth when we grow and you connect to spirit, all these different things. It's a spiral. Like you keep coming up. It goes up and up and up, but it's like a little track. And you're like, oh, I see you, but now I'm on a different level. But it still feels like a beginning. It's familiar, but it's different.
Well,
wait. Really quick, can I just tell you something? a really cool science that then backs just what we've been talking about for forever, which I love. So back to my beginning, checking the vibe myself. Yesterday, I decided to sit down. I'm like, I'm getting back in the game. I'm going to make a YouTube video. And there's part that was just like, ugh. Anyway, I did it. I had a great time. Yes, that was really fun. But I was talking about how our energies affect one another, emotional boundaries, all these different things. But one of the things that I was learning is really cool because, as you know, we are resonant. Our nervous systems, we have our own biofield, and your nervous system is attuned and wired to it. This is why we like pick up on different things. You might feel an energy, we get into an automatic reaction. Had fight, flight, freeze. Actually, forget all of this. Here's what I really wanted to say. That everything is vibration, and even spaces hold energy in places. So for example, that when you spend a lot of time in space, speaking, being there, it actually affects the physical material, the wood, the plaster, the fabric. It absorbs it.
Yes.
The frequency, and physically changes the structures of them. That then they emanate again those frequencies back, which is where spaces, not only just people, hold energy, like memory and energy. And that's why we can sometimes walk into a space, maybe you're looking at apartments and you're just like, ooh, this has a bad vibe. I have no reason. But I just thought that was so cool to think about it changing like the structure of wood. It's like a church. It changes the physical wood that it's built in. Isn't that cool?
I believe that.
It's true.
You
Cool?
read places. They have their own tone and personality. You know, we moved into this house a month ago. Everybody who comes in, even yesterday there was company, they say, this place has a really good vibe.
Yeah.
People who don't think and talk vibe even have mentioned this is a really good vibe. And it does. It has a clear. This is the word they're using. This place has a clear vibe.
Yeah.
And it does.
As opposed to your old spot that felt heavy.
It did feel heavy, and I tolerated it, and it was pleasant enough on a day-to-day, but the energy was heavy. And not now. So I think our whole point, as we're meandering through and tripping our own lights, fantastic, is living intuitively. Everything is communicating, and just start paying attention. I think that's our tool of the week, is like pay attention, especially if something communicates and gets your attention. If it gets your attention,
if the fox is pooping in your yard,
fox is pooping in your
check in.
and it's doing it when you've tried to deter it in every way, detour it, not detour it as well, but it's a message. It is something's trying to tell you something, and you don't have to make it. You know, it's not a threat; it's an annoyance. When I finally said, I know why that fox, I even know who the fox is, everything in me just calmed down. That's like, how do you know you're right? How do you know you're reading the message right? Your body will relax.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Your whole self just unwinds.
And that
it just goes,
OCD brain stops.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a different channel. I love that as a tool of the week. I love that as a tool of the week. I'm also realizing at the time that I don't know if I have time for a question of the week, but I wanted to ask, Mom, guess what's coming down the pike? So exciting.
Well, we're migrating over to Circle. So August 7th, we're taking our travel off of Facebook and onto Circle, but with it, it's a whole new community. I have a prayer, I have a meditation, we're going to teach a class. You're going to be on it. You're going to be teaching joy and spontaneity and the love of music and fun and play. And Sabrina will come on, and she's going to be talking about family dynamics and kids and relationships. And I'll be on it and talking about sharpening your inner guidance and getting it to work for you at the highest level. And
the best ways to get rid of fox poop.
And then we'll ask the tribe to contribute to get how to get. It's not even get rid of fox poop, but get rid of the fox
I'm
who's
just laughing. I'm
pooping.
imagining a project. I'm laughing, of course, because we know it's a Sam. I'm just imagining being all of a sudden mom's in her gardener era.
Like,
you got the gloves, you got the hat. You're like
the gas
as
mask.
the Joe's Foxaturn. Really, I give it a full 5-star review.
Yes.
This is not a paid advertising. This stuff really works.
So we're going on the tribe. If you're not signed up for the tribe, you definitely want to join this community. It is the family you'll always have wanted. It's going to be the people, the support, the fun, the tools, the interaction, the engagement, the family support you've always wanted. Trust, you just get on the Good Vibes tribe. What do you have coming up?
I'm just laughing because I'm imagining just when you're a little kid, you get mad at your parents and you're like, "You're not my real mom. You're not my real family."
Yeah, I know. I'm really asking for trouble to say, but
we are your spiritual family. We are your spiritual. You are our soul family.
Yeah, we are your soul family. We are the ones that get you, and the real family. If the real family gets you, they'll want to join the tribe too.
Yeah,
so
I mean, all of us come through.
Bring on everybody on board, because I think someone who's really negative and cynical will like the Vibe Tribe.
Oh my gosh, it's exactly what they need for
a
Vibe
Good Vibes Tribe.
And guess what? The dominant energy pulls up the frequency.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're in a lot of negativity, that's why you have to work so hard to stay in your high vibe. But when you're in the lower vibe and you're around a higher vibe, it entrains.
Right. So what do you have coming up?
What do I got going on? Well, I am accepting I have some spots for mentoring in the fall opening up. So if you're interested, definitely book a discovery call. I do intuitive readings where you look at soul purpose, what's going on right now, have your grounded questions answered. So you can book an intuitive reading with me on my website or in the in the description box below. I'm going to be doing some Psychic University in the fall, but I haven't totally organized all of that. But last, I am doing a retreat in Bayport, New York, Root and Rise. My beautiful client and friend, Christina, has created this beautiful collective, and it is a full weekend. I'm teaching Saturday night for an hour and a half, and it's massage farm to table. It's a beautiful, beautiful healing experience. And that's from September 25th through the 27th, last weekend in September. So if you want to join, learn more, also click the link in the show notes. I can't wait to connect with you, and I can't wait to see you. And I actually can't wait to see you the most, Mommy, because I see you in just a few weeks.
I know. I'm so excited. It's the longest we've gone since seeing each other in a decade.
Too long.
It is too long.
Too dang long. Well,
so fantastic.
I love you.
Well, everybody pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. Everything is a sign.
I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Ace of Base. Wow. Did you hear that? I'm ready for my stadium tour.
Yes.
I'm going to get me out there and run for her money. Watch out.
That is coming through.
Well, I love you.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
And if you enjoyed the show, please rate, subscribe, give us a review on iTunes. It means so much to us. Share with a friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.